conducting an investigation.
No, I know, but still.
I gotta get information on who I'm talking to.
No, you don't.
I do.
Brown v. Texas states that just because you got a call, we need RAS, right? Okay. RAS, reasonable articulable suspicion of a crime. Do you suspect me of committing a crime? Did someone call and specifically say that I committed a crime?
Well, I can't say I'm surprised. ID is just like crack to some cops. But how exactly did this particular interaction start, you might be asking? Well, once upon a time, the man behind the channel of LAC Audit was in the town of Pennsville, New Jersey. He and a passenger, likely a family member of his, was parked on the side of the road in this subdivision when one of the residents there came out and confronted him about being there because he's never been in that area before. And even though he tries to calmly let them know that he's doing nothing illegal and that he's just parked on the side of the road, they still proceed to call the police on him and waste taxpayer money and risk his life in the process. And I tell you what, I don't know exactly why it is, but for some reason, this interaction kind of reminds me of like a very calm version of Mortal Kombat. So without further ado, let's take a look at the first cop that shows up in round 1.
What's going on, guys?
Hey, what's up, buddy?
How are you?
I'm
got a
good.
call for a suspicious car that's been here
Okay.
for some time, and I'm here to check it out, make sure everything's good.
Hey, before we start, can I get a name and badge number?
Sure. Officer Hill, badge number 548.
And what department are you from?
Pennsville.
And where's that located?
Here.
No, the address.
90 North Broadway.
90 North Broadway, okay. So you said you got a call about a suspicious car. And what else?
Suspicious vehicle, and that's it.
Okay.
That's been parked here for quite some time. I'm just here to check it out.
Okay, officer. Like I told the individual who approached me,
Okay.
I'm parked legally. I'm not doing anything wrong, and I'd just like to be left alone.
Okay.
Because, as you know, we're American citizens and we don't have to explain ourselves to people what we're doing if we're not breaking the law, right?
Right.
So that's all I told the individual, and quite frankly, man, I just like to be left alone to be a free citizen.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah. All right. I just gotta get. Is this your car?
I'm not going to answer any questions. I'm going to invoke my Fourth Amendment right. On me, yeah.
All right. Can I get your name, sir?
You don't have to answer any questions. Yeah?
Okay.
This is not a Terry stop, as you know.
Yeah, I know. It's just I'm conducting an investigation.
No, I know, but still.
I gotta get information on who I'm talking to.
No, you don't.
I do.
Brown v. Texas states that just because you got a call that didn't give you any probable cause or reasonable articulable suspicion of a crime, you don't have the right to identify anyone.
Okay.
So, that's case law.
All right. Well, what I'll say is, yeah, you're parked legally. Just
Sure.
you're fine to do whatever you please. Okay.
So then, okay. So, like you said, I'm fine.
Yeah.
But why would you state that you have to get the ID of everyone in the car when you know that that's against the law
I
to identify
tell everyone
someone?
the same thing when I'm conducting an
Is
investigation.
that common practice?
Is that what
Is
I
that
do?
common practice? Yeah.
Yeah. If
Okay.
I'm conducting an investigation, I'd like to get the name of everyone that I'm talking to.
Okay. It's not
Just like,
optional.
Just like how you asked my name and everything.
You're a public official. I'm a private citizen.
I know,
yeah.
but I'm saying, you know how you like to speak
Yeah.
with my name and everything. I like to do the same thing.
And you're respectful of people who don't want to give their names, correct? That's what. Okay, good. Well then,
Yeah,
we're good
I mean,
then.
you're
We're
not
good.
breaking any laws. So.
Perfect. Yeah. I would appreciate it if you let her know that I'm not breaking any law, and them also. Apparently, they feel that because you're parked in front of their house, that they own this property and no one else can park here.
Right.
So, yeah.
And like I said, you're parked legally. What I will suggest, and you don't have to, is we have a boat ramp. We have a park. If you would like to go park there, I know you can park here. That way, people don't keep calling you and say, "Hey, this car's suspicious."
That's a good suggestion, but a better suggestion would be just educating the citizens that people have the right to park on a public street and shouldn't have to go to boat ramp just because they're uncomfortable. That would be the legal and wiser approach.
That's why I'm not making you leave.
I know. I just didn't like that suggestion. Just leaving from here because she's uncomfortable, going somewhere else at a boat ramp. I want to be parked legally where it can be.
Yep.
And if they're uncomfortable, that's unfortunate. That's on them for not knowing the law.
I got you.
Right? That's not on me.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't deal with uncomfortable, man. I try to work with the law.
All right.
So.
Thanks, sir.
All right. Thank you.
Well, that right there was a really awesome verbal KO from this guy. One of the things he brought up in this was a Supreme Court case law known as Brown v. Texas. Not to take anything we say as legal advice, but it was held that the application of the Texas statute to detain an appellant and require him to identify himself violated the Fourth Amendment because the officers lacked any reasonable suspicion to believe that the appellant was engaged or had engaged in criminal conduct. Detaining an appellant to require him to identify himself constituted a seizure of his person subject to the requirement of the Fourth Amendment of the United States. That the seizure be reasonable. I don't know. A guy parked on the side of the road committing no crime whatsoever? Does that sound reasonable enough to get this man's identification? Yeah, I didn't think so either. A couple of things I could point out is 1, this cop agreeing that this man committed no crime at all, enforcing Brown v. Texas even more in this situation, and 2, he claims that he's conducting an investigation, and I want you to keep this in mind because then the second cop shows up and says something a little different. Speaking of which, it's time for round 2.
How you doing, sir?
Hello, sir.
Are you
I'm not going to answer any questions. Before we start, can I get your name and badge number?
Davenport 519?
Okay, so
Okay,
what's up?
so here's where we're at.
Uh-huh.
In New Jersey or
Yes.
any state, you have to provide your name and information during an investigation or even a motor vehicle stop, okay?
Okay.
I know the RO of the cars. That's all I'm trying to confirm is that's who you are, so we can get out of here.
So you said in an investigation I have to legally provide my name?
Yes.
And if I consult my attorney, they'd say the same?
Correct.
And that's not true. Do you suspect me of committing a crime? Let's start with that. RAS. We need RAS, right?
Okay.
RAS, reasonable articulable suspicion of a crime. Do you suspect me of committing a crime? Did someone call and specifically say that I committed a crime? I'm just asking you.
Specifically, what crime would that be?
You tell me.
Well,
You were here. Someone
we
called you for
recall
me.
stating that you were sitting out in front of the house for
Correct.
several hours.
Is that
And
a
that's what
crime?
we're just trying to find out what's going on because we had a house in this area that
Has nothing to do with me. Is that a crime,
well,
though?
I can't associate that. All I'm trying to do is get you out of here so we all can go about our way.
But do I have a Fourth Amendment right? Can you answer that?
What would that be, Till?
You tell me. You're the officer. You know what a Fourth
And I'm
Amendment
saying
is,
this
right?
doesn't violate that Fourth
It
Amendment
does.
right.
No, if you force me to identify, it does.
Well, because you're driving a motor vehicle.
I'm not driving a motor vehicle. My vehicle is parked.
So you're still occupying a motor vehicle.
I can occupy a
You
motor
can
parked
operate,
vehicle. I can operate, but
you
I'm
can
not.
operate, but it still is the same.
It's not the
You
same.
have you have the right to operate it
okay.
on a public street.
But can I commit a moving violation while parking?
No, but you can't commit a parking
So,
violation.
am I committing a parking violation?
I don't know yet because I don't know if you're the registered owner of this
I'm
vehicle.
going to invoke my Fifth
So
Amendment
I
right.
don't know if you have a driver's license.
I'm going to invoke my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent without a lawyer present to answer any questions.
While remaining silent.
Sure.
While remaining silent.
Sure.
I just need you to provide me your proper driving documentation.
I'm not going to provide any documents since I didn't break
You
any laws.
definitely have to provide a
I'm
driver's
not going to
license,
provide any documents since I didn't
registration
break
and
any
the
laws.
insurance for the vehicle.
At this point in time, I'm going to remain silent.
Okay. We're kind of at impasse here, and I'm trying to make this as easy for everybody as possible. I get your frustration. I get it. I'm at the same level.
Listen,
honestly.
the next step is litigation if you violate my rights. And on the oath, you're going to have to answer these questions in front of a jury, okay? I'm not going to ask any questions moving forward, okay? I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent
So let me
without
get
the
this straight.
presence of an
You're
attorney.
not going to provide a driver's license, registration, or
Do you suspect
insurance
me of committing
information.
a crime or a moving violation?
I can't determine that.
So
until
then
I
the
determine
answer is no.
if your driver's license is
Do
valid.
you suspect me of committing
You're
a
saying
crime
that. I
or a
can't
moving
guarantee that
violation?
until I can provide the documentation.
Do you suspect me of committing a crime or a moving violation? Yes or no?
I don't know yet.
So you don't know.
No,
So
because I can't provide
do
your
your
proper
investigation. Talk to whoever you have to talk to.
which we have, and the final step here is
what
to
did
make sure
they
you have
say?
a valid license.
No, you don't get to go in the place determining who. Am
I do, because you
I'm
got
not
here
even going to
somehow.
speak anymore.
You
Did
got-
you
you
see
got
me?
to this point,
Did you
right?
see me arrive here?
Huh?
Did you see me drive
The
here?
neighbors did.
But did you? Are they
I
police
didn't
officers?
need to. It doesn't matter.
All right, listen.
You got here somehow, right?
Supervisor, please.
I am. It's right here.
You're a
That's why I'm here.
supervisor, please.
Yes.
You're a supervisor.
No, that's it. This is me.
Fifth Amendment.
Okay.
Invoke my fifth.
Yeah, we're at an impasse, okay? There were a lot of burglaries happening in this area lately. Yeah, somehow I just don't believe that. Also, an impasse for what? We've already talked about Brown v. Texas, so what more is there to say? Other than, of course, the Fourth Amendment. That's also not to mention the fact this cop calls this a traffic stop, when the first cop that showed up called this an investigation. So, which is it? I also haven't brought this up, but as a bonus clip, the Karen that confronted this man in the first place came out and tried to get those cops to side with her, as well as attempt to get a bunch of other neighbors to side with her too, in getting this innocent man to leave when he legally did not have to.
Stop. Take pictures. What are you taking pictures for?
Hi, you know what, I'm gonna be honest with you, nothing about Karens really surprised me anymore. I mean, what else can I really say about that statement alone? I think it would be best for us to just move on and see what exactly happens toward the end of this. Do the cops decide to violate this man's rights, or do they let him go scot-free, knowing that he did nothing wrong? You all know the drill, let's roll the tape.
Right there, I'm not going to resist, man.
No, you're
You're going
good.
to put me under arrest. Look, here's my hands. I'm not going to resist. I just want to make sure that we're on the same page, because if
I
the
think
officers
we
tell
are,
me they're going
honestly.
to pull me out of the car, and I just don't want to be, what are we going to do?
No.
I'm very respectful. Are we
I'd
okay?
say- yeah. So here's what we're gonna do.
Sure.
Okay? Because I really don't want this massive headache of whatever's going on.
Okay.
So, what my thing is
Mm-hmm.
obviously this car's registered in New Jersey, right? So we can pull the registration, see who the RO is, and see if the RO matches your picture in the DMV system.
Public plate, right? Public license plate. So, yeah, you guys
Right,
have the right
exactly.
to do that. Yeah.
Okay. So, to me, that's the easiest way to resolve the whole matter. And
I
just
think so, too.
all of us going about our way, right?
Perfect.
Okay?
I'm okay with that.
That work for you?
Yep.
'Cause I don't feel like having to go to this just for a simple little suspicious vehicle investigation.
Yep.
The whole reason why we're pushing it that far is because we literally just had an incident at the school that's 100 yards away.
Okay.
So that's why we're in the area now anyway. So
Yeah, that's the usual at this point. Cops can't let their ego go, and they decide they want to cop-splain their way out of a situation. But at the very least, they let this guy go scot-free, so there's that. But I would like to give LAC Audit credit where credit is due. He did an amazing job with his verbal judo and making sure that he didn't answer any significant questions, as well as getting the name and badge number of the two cops involved here. In my humble opinion, this is exactly how cops should be dealt with when you've committed no crime whatsoever. You be as respectful as can be when asserting your rights correctly. And if nothing else, LAC Audit did perfect on that regard. But maybe I'm giving him too much or too little credit. What do all of you think about this? Please be sure to share with us in the comments down below. What's even more important, however, is that you go show some love and support to LAC Audit by subscribing to his channel and letting him know the Recognizing Our Rights sent you and said hello. Now, as stated before, we the people, in situations like this, you need an attorney at your side at all times. Because best case scenario, they will leave you alone, but worst case scenario, without an attorney, you're probably going to get brutalized just like the cops typically do in Phoenix, Arizona. That is why, once again, we have to let you know to check out the link in the description and the pinned comment to Attorney Shield. There, if you choose to use our promo code of ROR1776, you can get your first purchase 10% off so that you can more easily have yourselves an attorney on speed dial. Make sure to check that out as soon as possible. But with that being said, thank you so much once again, everybody. Thank you for your support and for watching. The only other thing we want from you would simply be to never stop loving the Constitution.